In order to use SIMO software, you need two things: Firefox, internet browser, and the AutoCAD software. We start with Firefox. Before we log in the web page with SIMO software, we have to configure our internet browser. In order to do this, just write about and config. Then accept the risk and find the parameters web socket. Then the parameter network WebSocket allow insecure from HTTPS. You should set the value to true, because the SIMO software doesn't have so far the certificate from trusted agency. Okay, so just set this value to true, and then you can go to the web page with SIMO software. This is HTTPS SIMO INF GSP edu PL. If you don't have an account in this system so far, just click register and create an account. If you already registered, write your login and password and then press login. Okay, here you have the project. If you create a new one, and this is the case when you first log in, just click Add Project and new project appear. You can change the name of this project. For example, Project 1. And then you can expand the label. Click here. And here you have the scenarios list. You can add a risk scenario or FDS scenario. In order to do risk assessment, you have to click Add Risk Scenario. A new risk scenario appeared. Once again, you can change the name of this, because, for example, one project you can evaluate the number of scenarios, for example, in comparative analysis. So we can change the name of this scenario and set the scenario 1 and just click on this icon. And here you have the menu for setting your scenario. Okay, so general, menu, building, material, and if you launch the simulation, you can overview your result. Okay, but before we can run the simulation, we have to create the layout of the building in the AutoCAD plugin. So run the AutoCAD and then click New Project. Okay, in order to load SIMO plugin for drawing for risk analysis in FDS software, click on the command line bar and write net load, and then the window appear and select with FDS DLL. Just select and open. Okay, this is the same problem that this software doesn't have the certificate from trusted agency, and you can select read once or always read. So read once. And now you have menu for drawing a layout for the risk analysis and also FDS scenario. Okay, this input is divided into CFAS model, which is used for creating the risk scenario, and FDS model. So to create FDS geometry, which will be not discussed in this part. And also the common part for FDS and CFAS model as for creating layers and layers management, and for connection with the application in the web socket. Okay, so in AutoCAD you are going to draw 3D but 2D way. So the axes are defined manually. Okay, we would like to draw some layout of the building, and we have here the different type of compartment. In the case of CFAS, there is only one type of the compartment, which is just compartment. But if you want to run the Monte Carlo simulation, we should have the possibilities to distinguish between or among room, corridor, hall and staircase, because the different distribution are attached, for example, in the people density in this type of rooms or compartment. So we have the different distributors for the people density in this room, in the floor. They are distinguished. This type of compartment are distinguished. Also, we would like to evaluate the safety and on the evacuation route. Therefore, they should be selected from other compartment. Okay. So let's start drawing with corridor. So just select corridor, and then first we have to specify Z-MII level. So this is let's say this is the first floor, so we set 0 or just enter, and then we have to specify Z-max level. So this is the compartment height. In our case, let's say that corridor has the compartment height 2.7 meters. Enter. Okay. And now we can draw using the AutoCAD plugin in 2D way. Okay, so just click here, and then maybe here, and this is our corridor. We can continue drawing other corridor, let's say this way. Okay, so we have L-style corridor. Then press escape, and now we would like to draw some rooms. So we select room, and once again, which level? So this is the first floor, so the 0 is the Z-minimum for this room. So enter, and then this is Z-max in our case, because there is no technology in this room as in the case of the corridors. So the Z-max for room are 3 meters. Okay, so we can now draw rooms with using AutoCAD plugin. Okay, this is the first room, the second one, another, and so on and so forth. In many cases, we have some layout in the background, and we draw on this layout. Okay, and here you also have some rooms, so we click here. Okay. This way. This way. So this is quite convenient to create this type of compartment. This is the last one, is the large compartment. Okay, so once again, escape, and we have some layout of the building. And here we have a corridor, and corridor is composed from two parts. So now we have two compartments with wall here. We would like to create a hole here. So a vent on the entire side of the of this two room. So we select auto hole, so to creating the, let's say, the hole between two rooms, not the door but the hole in the entire wall, and select the first room and the second room, and then press enter. And here this green line is hole between these two buildings. So there is no any obstacle between this and this part of the corridor. Okay, so this is the auto hole menu. Now we would like to create doors. Yes, okay, so we select doors, and once again we need to select the Z-MII, this one, and Z-max for the door. This is 2 meters for door. And then the type of the door, because we have the different distribution describing the opening fraction and the closing fraction of the door, so we can choose the plain door, door with door closer, or door with electric unit which prevent door from closing. Yes, and during the fire this electromagnetic unit release the doors, and door are closed. So in our case the doors are the plain type. So this is the 50-50 that are open or closed. So we select the type of the door, and now we just pick the first point of the door. So let's say here and here. So this is the first door, and so on and so forth. So I'm not very care about the dimension of the door, but if we use some layout in the background, we draw it exact as it should be the width of the door. Okay, once again, and again, and again, and again. We also so these doors are on the intersections between two rooms. In our case, this is the corridor and the room. If we draw a door where there is no intersection, or just we have one room, this is the exit door. So here we would like to create the exit door, and here are also exit doors. Okay, so doors are ready, so we can create the window also. So this is very similar way as in the case of door. So just select the window. Okay, escape first to back from the door drawing menu, and once again window, and the Z-MII level. So in our case the Z-MII level for Windows is 1 meter, so just enter, and the maximum, so Z-max for the window are 2 meters. So once again, okay, if you think this is the other dimension, you can change this easily. And now, once again, with using just drawing, we select the wall and the width of our window, which is quite easy. Okay. Here and here there are windows. And the last two windows. Okay, we are ready. So we have corridors, we have rooms, we have doors, we have windows. Let's say that in many cases this is enough for us for the layout, but in our case we also have the ventilations, so the fire ventilation. So we can choose the vent. Okay. First we have to escape from the window drawing menu, and they say vent, and we will have to select on which level we would like to draw or we would like to place the vent. So the default value is 3 meters, but we would like to place the ventilations on the corridor, and as we remember, the height of the corridor is 1.7 meter. So we have to select, in this case, 2.7 meter. Okay, and now, as in the previous case, we have to select the first point, first corner, and the second corner. Okay, so maybe they are not equivalent or the same, but we can easily draw the ventilations for these corridors. And the last one is here. Okay, I think that the layout is ready. We can observe these 3D dimensions of the model with using this navigation. Okay, and this is the model of our floor. This is just the first floor. So we have the windows, we have the compartment, we have the ventilations, and we have also doors here and here and here. Okay, so our 3D model is ready, and now we would like to place them in the SIMO software. Okay, so just switch to the internet browser, the SIMO socket, and click on the Connect CAD. And we have the information that WebSocket CAD connected, so we are connected to AutoCAD, so this particular drawing, and here is indicated this by this green computer connection. And now we would like to export this drawing to our web browser. Okay, we just press export CFast. Okay, and we have the answer from web that the status is success. So our drawing is exported to the SIMO software. And then we can finish definition of the project. So the project name is, let's say, the P1 project. The simulation time for each of the simulation Monte Carlo. So let's say 1200 seconds. The number of simulation in the entire number of simulation is set to 5000, but this is the maximum number. The simulation will stop when the specific error will achieve. Okay, so just these few parameters we need to configure, and then select the building. So in our case, let's say that is the office with two-stage alarming, and it has fire detectors. Okay, it also has sprinklers, and other are not valid in this case. We have to also set materials. Let's say that this is the wall is gypsum. Yeah. Okay, 0.1, and the floor is concrete, so 0.1, and the ceiling also is concrete, 0.1. You can, with using the library, you can create your own materials, and this is it. You can now back to the general setting and click the button Run the simulation in order to start the simulation.